Yo, what is going on YouTube? You know the vibes. We are back with CDL prediction videos. Let's go, baby. We are back. Call of Duty League is back tomorrow. I'm super excited for matches. I cannot wait to watch the matches, man. Um yeah. Did all right during the major one predictions. We went I think 10 and 8, which isn't bad for a major. I think it was 10 and 8 if I did my math right. But the record is 35 and 23, and that is not too shabby for a major one. Yeah, going into major two, some changes were made. Rio is going to be in. Pros are now playing on the new patch, the new rotations, and it's going to be exciting to watch. I cannot freaking wait, man. First match, we're going to get into it right away, is Toronto Ultra versus Miami Heretics. Now, Miami actually did make a roster change. They moved Journey back to the bench for Eric Boom. He was going to start at the beginning of the year, but then they brought Journey back into the bench, and they started him back from the bench, and Eric Boom with the challengers. And now they're going with the roster they had to start the year. So it's going to be Metals, Vickle, Lucky, and Eric Boom. And yeah, and they're going to be facing the Toronto the major one champions. Oh my God, my brain is just done and dusted, I guess. I don't know if I'm even speaking English at this point. But yeah. Toronto looked actually disgusting. Like, they looked like no one was even close to competing with them. They looked like the best team. I mean, obviously they won, so why wouldn't they look like the best team? So yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting matchup. I'm excited to see Miami with Eric Boom. I think they're gonna be Miami at the end of the day. They're a super fast paced, aggressive team that you can't count out at the end of the day. They're super strong. So I'm gonna go Toronto Ultra. I'm gonna go 3-1. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm excited to see Miami, but I don't think they're going to take Toronto. I don't think they're gonna take the major one champions down here. Next match is the New York Subliners versus the Carolina Royal Ravens. Now, the roster that Carolina had at Major One is now the roster full time. So TJ, Gwyn, Fellow, and Clay. We all kind of saw it happening where Real was probably going to get kind of screwed. They played really well at Major One, and Real was having visa issues still, so we all kind of saw Tej becoming a permanent pickup for the roster. New York actually had a very, very bad major one tournament. They got T12, which is crazy. I'm pretty sure I thought Carolina was one that beat them, if I'm not mistaken. My brain, it's been a long day, my brain's so fried, but yeah, I could be mistaken there, but also I could go back and check if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. I think it's going to be a closer matchup than people think. I think Carolina, I haven't really seen or heard updates of like how New York's doing lately. But just based off what we saw last, this should be a close matchup. I'm going to go with the upset here, and I think this is probably just going to be a little biased for me, but oh well. Screw it, man. I want to see Carolina take home the W here. I'm excited to see which teams kind of pick Rio and what teams don't. I'm just excited for Rio to begin with. But yeah, if you guys, and I mean, obviously I said at the beginning of the video, Rio is in, but the maps that Rio actually replaced, because Rio came in for S&D and Hardpoint. Terminal Hardpoint is now out. Skid Row S&D is now out, and Rio replaced both of those. But yeah, I'm excited to see some Rios this weekend, hopefully. Now, next matchup is the Boston Breach versus the Carolina Royal Ravens. So Carolina is gonna go back to back, this day and this day. I'm kind of surprised there's not 3 matches this Friday, but oh well. Um, yeah, Carolina, Boston Breach. Boston picked up Asim. Good pickup. I mean, I think we all saw kind of a roster change happening with that team. Something just seemed weird. Like they were like, I mean, I'm pretty sure I said it, but they were kind of like the newer generation Florida with their old roster. Like they would be really, really, really good or really, really, really bad. There was no like in between, and so they were kind of hard to predict. But I think they're gonna be really. I think Asim's gonna be a good pickup for this squad. Um, Asim's gonna do whatever it takes to win and do what he needs to do on the map to win for the squad. I kind of think I'm gonna go Breach here 3-1, and I think, I mean, technically, Asim is also playing his old squad because he was on London last year, and they obviously transitioned to Carolina. But fun fact, Asim is never. I don't think he's ever lost against his old organization that he's played. So I'm gonna go with that buff here. He's gonna want to win this match. Boston needs a must win here. I'm gonna go Boston 3-1. Next match, and this is a tough first week for Miami. Jesus Christ, what a gauntlet. Playing the top 2 teams in the game, realistically speaking, right off the rip into Major 2. Yikes. That's all I gotta say is yikes. But either way, I'm excited for this matchup. This matchup's going to be very high pace, high action gameplay. But like I said, I think it's going to be a tough draw for Miami. It's unlucky, man. But I'm going to go 3-1 phase. I think if they take a map off, or if I'm having them take a map off Toronto, I got to have them take a map off of phase. But yeah. Next match is Seattle Surge versus New York Subliners. Wowzers. This is going to be interesting now because obviously, if you guys have saw, Illy is now off the roster and Brezzy is now in. If you guys been around the COD scene for a while, you should know who he is. He was in the league back in BO4. He's actually a super good player. I'm excited to see how Seattle does with him. I'm kind of intrigued. I think it would move Abuza to the AR like he should have been, because Abuza was naturally an AR in Challengers, and he was running a sub for the squad because obviously they had Illy in Arcities, and now they don't have Illy. So I think Abuza is going to be the AR duo with Alec, and then we have Hook and Brezzy, as the sub duo. So gonna be interesting to see how they play. I think New York is going to take this one, though. I'm not really a fan of the Seattle Surge lineup. I don't know. Not knocking Brezzy here, but I mean, obviously, I feel like they dropped their best player, and if you guys keep up with the drama, you guys should know why. But I'm not going to get into that because it is what it is. But yeah, I think New York are going to 3-0 Seattle, but I want Seattle to I want Seattle to come out and surprise me. I'm excited to watch this match just due to the fact that I can see how Seattle's going to play. But other than that, I think New York are going to handle business here. Wow, this is a matchup. Vegas Legion versus LA Gorillas. Now, Vegas actually did get rid of Standy in replace of Geo. Geo is actually a really, really good Challengers player. So it's going to be Purge, Geo, Nero, and Attach. A bunch of question marks around this roster, to be honest. Who knows what it's going to be like? I mean, LEG, they're pretty good, man. They're pretty dang good. I think this LEG team surprised a lot of people. And I think they're going to take care of business here. I think LEG are the better team just based off recent performance, obviously. We haven't really seen much outside of Major 1 because there's been nothing. But yeah, I think LEG just handle business here. Now it's the Battle of the North for the second match on Sunday. Minnesota versus Toronto. I think Minnesota shocked a lot of people at Major 1. I think they kind of outperformed their, I guess, expectations. I don't think anyone expected Minnesota to get fourth. I think a lot of people expected, the top four teams to be New York, Optic, FaZe, and Toronto. But with New York obviously getting 12th, I still feel like LAG should. I mean, LAG, I would have expected to get fourth over Minnesota, to be honest with you, but that didn't happen. Minnesota got fourth. Props to them, honestly, for exceeding expectations, proving people wrong. But they're coming out against the championship or the champions of Major One. I think this is gonna be Toronto taking care of business, 3-0. Now, this matchup is interesting because obviously LA Thieves made a 2-man change. They picked up Nasty and Kremp. Nasty obviously being on London Royal Ravens last year. He was probably London's best player last year. I don't think Nasty should have ever gone back to challenge, or like he should have been in the league this year from the rip, but unfortunately he wasn't. Kremp, obviously we all saw Kremp last year on Boston. He's super talented. I think this is a much needed change. I like this change out of LA Thieves. A lot of people would say that maybe Afro needed to go in instead of Joe Deceives, but they kept Joe Deceives on the bench. So obviously, if Afro doesn't work out, they can put back in Joe Deceives and see where it goes from there. But like I said, I think LA Thieves needed a much needed dynamic change, and I think they're gonna get it. And this is obviously interesting because LA Thieves is now gonna be playing Kenny, who was previously on LA Thieves, and Kenny's probably gonna be hungry to win this one. Obviously, I think it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be like a grudge match. I think it's gonna be closer than people expect. I think both teams really want to win this matchup. It's obviously Optic going against Dan Ghosty for the first time as well. So Dan's gonna be super fired up to win this match. I think it's honestly gonna go game 5, but I have Optic icing up in the game 5, and I think LA Thieves, like I said, Dan's gonna be super fired up for this matchup. They're gonna be in a nice little honeymoon phase with their new team. Yeah, I have Optic icing up game 5 on that one, and that's going to be my week 1 predictions for the CDL, man. And yeah, as always, thank you guys for watching. I always love coming back or recording the prediction videos, and you guys seem to love them as well. Thank you guys for showing support. Thank you for all the new subs lately. I greatly appreciate it. We are 12 subs away from 100, or 14 subs away from 100 subscribers, I think. So yeah, trying to get that pushed to 100 subs. I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. As usual, I will link the CDL predictions in the comment section below. Let's talk CDL, baby. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Well, I might upload more gameplays from our league matches and stuff like that. In between, you might see like a few gameplay uploads in between. But if not, I'll see you guys next week for more predictions. Peace.